Real quick, I know you try to escape it. What dreams have you personally given up on besides sports?
There's been lots of things that I've tried and failed. My initial dream was to become a professor of philosophy. That's why I went. I
Okay.
went to philosophy to do that. I went to grad school, spent $20,000 for 1 year of grad school,
Hell
failed
yeah.
out.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't realize how hard it was to get into that. I tried to become a firefighter once, and that process failed because I had too much student debt. I couldn't go back into the fire science program. The teaching thing I'm working on now, I'm sort of having this fear again that I'm going to fail once again. That this is because of my bad luck of getting a position or even getting really any real interest in anybody trying to hire me for a position. I'm kind of sort of, and then the electrician thing is another avenue. I'm poking and prodding so much, and it just feels sometimes.
Too many irons in the fire?
No, the opposite. It feels like no matter how many irons I put in, nothing ever comes to fruition.
Oh.
But at the same time, I'm also doing a podcast that is paying for my bills, and I'm writing a book, which is incredibly rewarding. So sometimes I think, like, Breht, you're trying to escape something you don't need to escape from. Like, you're charting your own path. You've been here for 8 years. It's not like growing this huge business, or you're not like living lavishly off the hog, but you make enough to support your family. You do something that's intellectually rewarding. Now you're writing books, which is its own challenge and reward. Like, why are you trying so hard to escape to something else? And it's not that I am. I tell myself if I become an electrician or a teacher, I'll still obviously do the podcast and I'll still want to write books and stuff. But there's this part of me that just feels like I need healthcare. I need pension. I need a future. And this is too unstable for a guy with 3 kids and a wife that I need to take care of. Right? So that tension is constantly
Which
there.
is so funny.
But the main point is, sorry, you can say that in a second, but I wanted to just reiterate this. What are my failed dreams? Many of them. And I've failed in so many ways, in so many outlets. And in some sense, I feel like I'm currently failing at becoming a teacher. And maybe I'll currently fail at becoming an electrician. But on the background of that is its own form of success. I'm doing a uniquely Breht thing. That's exactly what I would want to do if I was 21 years old and you said, what would you like to do?
Right.
It wouldn't even occur to me that I could like write books and like talk about things I care about and people would listen and support me. That's like
Right.
I'd already accomplished my dream, and it's still like the fear
It's
of
never enough. Either.
And it's not like it's not enough existentially. It's not enough financially. Like I'm scared financially for my future and like not having retirement, not having health care. Like I had to get surgery and go into debt. It's like, dude, you're a 36-year-old man with kids. You should have health care. You should have a pension. So in that sense, I feel like I'm failing. My dad and my grandfather, they, in some ways I'm doing things better than them in so many ways. But in one way that I know is trite and shallow, but it still makes me feel like a failure, is like they had homes. They had good jobs, and they had like pensions, and they had a savings account, and they had financial security. And as a father and as somebody who wants to be a provider, I feel like I haven't even gotten to the point where they were at 30. I'm at 36 and not even close. And the economic environment, my generation is different, and they grew up as a boomer, and then my dad was hitting it big in the 90s with the economic boom, and I understand that those things are beyond my control. But it's still like there's still parts of me that internalize that as failure.
Yeah, because I was about to say, one interesting layer to this too is that a big part of it, I know it's not nearly the same, it's not like super corporate stuff you're looking at, like as far as electrician or teacher, but isn't there also a weird feeling of being in America, like you participating now in the sort of wider, this is hard for me to explain what I'm trying to get at, but I feel something about it. Like you are not giving in, and you're not selling short by any means, but you're now have a weird sort of like, as far as pension and healthcare, I need to become part of the system to get those benefits as much as
Absolutely.
and it's this thing that you have studied so much and have railed against and everything, and you're just like, but fuck, it's too big, it's too powerful, and I gotta,
I mean, no matter what system you're in, you want stability as much as you can get it. Like I already admitted earlier, there's no such thing as real stability. But no matter what system you're in, you would like to be like, hey, when I'm 75, I'm not going to have to be working. It's like, well, but you don't have any money in your savings account and you don't have a pension. Like, you're almost 40 now. And so, like, you want to retire. Who knows what's going to economics? Who knows? You don't even control all that. But you can control, like, trying to build up a nest egg, and like as you get older, that becomes more apparent. I have kids and shit, right? Like I would like to provide them with some long-term security. I would like to have a home that when I die, I can hand down to my kids and be like, at least my kids will have a house that's already paid off. Like those sorts of things is what I would want to do as a father for my children.
Right.
So, but in some sense, yes, you have to play the game.
Right. That was what I was looking for.
Because I just like this year, like, oh, you need health insurance? You don't have health insurance. I don't like the healthcare system. I'm disgusted by it. I think it's totally unethical. I still need it. And when I don't have it and I have to go get surgery, you get thousands of dollars of debt. And so like that's a burden on my family and my financial future as well. So I can't keep living like that. But it's very prohibitively expensive as somebody that's self-employed with no company matching contributions or giving me health care that you would get at a normal job. I have to supply my whole family with health care, Yeah. And that's very expensive to do when I'm not having a job that's like, here's our health program and we'll match this. And, so those economic financial concerns, whether I like it or not, they do confront me and I have to deal with them.
See, right now you're an outlaw and you need to be a criminal. Yeah. You know what the difference between the two is?
Hit me with it.
So criminal bucks up against society.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, they're actually just selfish or they have drug problems and shit like that. But let's just put it this way. You, with your ideology and how you spread it and how you give it to people and all that type of stuff, you're bucking up against the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, you're just doing it loosey-goosey. Outlaws, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They actually, because criminals still play the game.
Mm-hmm.
They try to do illegal stuff, but they still are like, watch out for the cops. You got to do this. Make sure we bribe them. Do that.
Don't
Outlaws
talk on
are
the phone. Don't text me. We'll talk through a third guy.
Yeah. And, outlaws are running and gunning.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't care. Right now, you're running and gunning.
Yeah.
You need to still do the criminal stuff.
Okay, you're right.
This is a very stupid analogy.
I'll stop being outlawed. I'll become a criminal. You're right. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just thoughts that maybe they resonate with some people, maybe they don't with others. But no matter what path you choose in life, you're going to have concerns, regrets, worries, etc. And then the background is like this unstable political, economic, social system that is also like careening off a fucking cliff. So you're like, what does it mean to save for retirement? What does it mean to have $75,000 in student debt in a system that is obviously bloated and going to collapse?
Or life. You know what? You know where I'm at in my life? When, they say, like, tomorrow you can get hit by a bus. And so when people are like, David, are you worried about, like, your future as far as, like, what you want to do, who you're going to be with, like, where you've started your career, where you've ended it, like, what you're doing? I'm just like, baby, tomorrow I can get hit by a bus. Like, some people look at that. Yeah, some people look at that as a terrifying thing. I'm just like, thank God I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Not in a suicidal way, just be like, it helps me not worry about some of this stuff as much.
The best mindset I adapt is I'm not in control of 99% of this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just do my thing. And no matter what I choose, like I could always fret about the future because, again, there's no real stability. There's no certainty you can ever get. There's no full control you could ever obtain. So no matter what I actually have, there's always the risk of something else happening, blah, blah, blah. So just live authentically as you can.
Skunk mode.
Follow the opportunities that open, doors randomly close. Let life play itself out through you. Let go of having to control and be certain about things and solidify that future that you think if you get the healthcare and the pension, then your future will be stable. You don't know that even then, you know? So live authentically, live meaningfully, live deep, live true to yourself, treat other people with love and respect and be a generous human being, be a virtuous human being, and then let life play out. And by being authentic and generous and virtuous and good, right, and being sincere and authentic, all those things, the odds are that things will play out more or less in your favor. But you can't control it anyway.
No.
So it's relinquishing control and relinquishing the need.
Yeah, that's the thing is that you aren't relinquishing control. You're relinquishing the illusion of control.
Exactly.
Like, you don't even have control really to relinquish.
Yeah, you're opening an empty hand and you think you let go of something you never had.
All right, yeah. It's kind of like, right now you're my nephew who I half plug in the controller on the N64 and he thinks he's playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like, that's me right now. And
that's
like,
actually all of us.
Yeah, that's all of us. And my nephew standing up and pulling out the cord. He's like, I'm giving up control. It's like, sure you are, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Next question.